Welcome to our Rolemaster Actual play session. Twilight of the Old Order is a campaign set in the world of Duyranaki, the continent of men. In this gritty, cutthroat world, politics, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor. This is episode 162 of Twilight of the Old Order. The Twilight Party have emerged from the long-forgotten underground complex and are planning their next move. We pick up the tale after a night of item attuning, camped close by Odana's farm, with our heroes still debating where they should go and what they should do next. Hello, I'm Chris, otherwise known as GM Chance, and welcome to our story this evening. What story is that? Tonight, we are telling the tale of Twilight of the Old Order. Twilight of the Old Order is a Rolemaster campaign. Rolemaster is a somewhat crunchy role-playing game dating all the way back to the 1980s. And Twilight of the Old Order is set in a homebrew setting called Duyranaki, the continent of men. We've been playing for some time. In fact, the campaign's been going since July 2019. And we are delighted to have you with us this evening for our story. Here are the characters. Here are our heroes. Here are the folks in play tonight. Those are the faces. In a second or so, we're going to go to, firstly, a pre-recording of a quiz that we did when we were in person in Auckland. We get together once a year to game in person, a couple of months back, where one of the players of one of the faces up on screen quizzed their fellow party members a little bit about that particular character. Once we've done that, we'll spend a few minutes or so each character answering a character development question. We spent a bit of time in this game fleshing out characters and just getting to understand a little bit more about what makes them tick and their motivations and things like that. We think it makes for a richer game. Before we do, the habitual sincere thank you to all of the people that follow us online. Our numbers continue to grow. We get a lot of comments on lots of different media platforms, be they the obvious ones like Facebook and Instagram and places like that, but also a number of role-playing game specific either forums or various websites where this game and the links to it appear. And we have a number of people that comment, provide ideas, thoughts, questions about what we do. Really do appreciate it. Please keep them coming. And we're just delighted that this game, which is our hobby after all, has captured the imagination of many other people. What we'd say to anybody that's perhaps umming and ahhing, sitting on the fence, if you like us and if you like the stories that we tell, if you like the way that we play this game, we would really love a like down below, or even better, a subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. And please, if you perhaps are watching this and you have already subscribed, share it with your friends. If you're getting something out of it and you're finding it amusing, you listen to it on your commute in perhaps, or when you're doing the chores around the house, or maybe you sit down and watch or listen to it dedicatedly once these episodes come out. Whatever it is, if you're getting something out of it, we'd really appreciate you telling your friends and spreading the good word. Okay. No more further ado, we are going to go to one of those pre-recordings right now.
Yeah. And I'm back. Day 2. Can't talk about yesterday. Lots of death, destruction, and of course merriment was had. Back to the questions though. Question 6. In Jebbai Ratana, Askell went out on his own one night. What did he do?
Oh, I can't say that.
Obviously, it's not a poop person.
Oh, yeah.
And the answers are
Wait.
killed a poor person, drinking, hurt someone, or
On purpose.
porpoise.
On a porpoise.
Dolphin rider.
Killed a poor dolphin.
The correct answer was he set fire to a small part of the township, the quarry.
He set fire
After he killed a poor person?
To hurt someone? On
No.
purpose?
after drinking.
No. I wasn't there.
Neither was I.
No one was there.
No, he was there when I was there. That's a tough question to answer.
It makes it trickier.
But the town wasn't part of the
What
experience.
number am I thinking of?
Apart from being a PowerPoint multiplier, what spell can Askell's earrings cast?
Oh,
Ah,
It was mentioned recently, very briefly.
shoot.
yeah.
Nah. Said something similar.
I feel like
I like it. Glamour, yeah. Truth serum, presence, and beautification. All very good answers.
Oh, right.
They actually can cast staying.
It just dazzled.
Not even
by
a bell
the
of stunning
glittery
giants.
Yeah.
light.
That's
Yeah.
glamour. That's what glamour does. You're stunned into stillness by the beauty of the person standing.
I don't think the
It's
judges
in the
have
book,
it. Judges have it.
Right, I mean, look at that. That's not. That's the thumb down face.
Question 8.
I can't remember that.
Which lever should Askell never have pulled?
Oh, yeah.
The left, the middle, or right? Or it doesn't matter, the GM was going to kill him anyway.
What's the GM?
General Motors. And we've got middle, and right. The correct answer was in the middle.
Oh, I pulled them, I should know.
That's right, you're pulling the other ones, weren't you? Oh, there's some levers, let's do it!
Question 9. In episode 117, rescuing the then unknown Tarquin, Askell performed a something attack.
Oh, God.
Combination agility, strength, Rolemaster Companion 2, page 41, on an axe bender. What was the type of attack?
Jesus.
Love it. I don't think it was a Jesus attack, but it's a good guess.
That's just called religion, man.
Yeah, that's right.
And it could be in the stats.
You're right.
I remember.
Yeah.
And the answers are
That's
the rear attack, the tumbling attack, the heart attack, or the slash attack. The correct answer is tumbling
Yeah.
attack.
Oh,
Very nice. Very
good,
nice,
very good.
Pete. You just
One
thought
needs always
agility
been
and
wanting to do
strength.
that.
You're all over it.
Mm. And lucky cut last. What is the significance of me?
What? What is it?
Oh my god.
What is it?
Say what you see.
What was it?
Because it has to be cat questions, right? It's also a cat.
Is
Yeah.
the significance of me a cat? A black cat. Black cat. What does that mean?
God, this
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. Love it. Love it.
And answers are memory,
M.E.? Memory?
related to his mistress, Schrodinger's me, and existential realism.
Black
What
cat.
is
No,
the
no.
significance of me? That's a deep question there.
Yeah,
Black
yeah.
cat, something like
So the solution of this cat in particular is that's who Askell's named after.
Oh, that's
my daughter's
genius.
cat. How do I
That's
not
genius.
How did you not know
Daughter's
that?
cat.
Oh my goodness.
Where did you take that?
Very
Thank you.
nice. Great question.
Counts as
And
two.
thank
I didn't
you.
even recognise any of
See you
that room.
later.
There we go. hopefully you enjoyed that little snippet, that little bit of a peeling of the onion of one of the faces up on screen. We certainly had a lot of fun recording them a couple of months back. As mentioned, we will now go to each player answering a quick question about their character, fleshing them out a little bit more, explaining a little bit more about their background, their likes, their dislikes, etc. And first person tonight is Pete. Pete, floor's yours.
Thanks, Chris. Yep. So I'm playing Nicholas, and the question that I'll answer for him is, how does your character feel about revenge? Nicholas does not put any time. It doesn't see the use of revenge. He's not interested in it. He's quite analytical, quite rational, and he'd rather spend his energy doing other things, basically. Of course, he's always on the lookout for people to participate in his little sort of version of experiments into the trauma of, the effect of trauma on the mind. So if there is someone who slights him, looks at him the wrong way, he's just always having a bad day. But in particularly, if someone gets on his wrong side, it's not revenge. They simply have put themselves forward as a sort of a candidate for his research. So it's the way. Yeah. Thought I'd mention that too. Nicholas, can we please hear from Yotto?
Thank you very much, and my apologies for my slight Yotto's controller IT issues. People, not computers. So Yotto would like to answer the same question. How does he feel about revenge? Well, as a follower of Dio, albeit pretty mild follower of Dio, and I'd say a young elf, although he's lived 150 years, he would sort of have a similar feel in as far as revenge seems like a affect with no advantage. So it's probably something he's not that interested in, won't pursue, and is not really that fussed about, with one very, very major exception. The exception being the people who have killed people who have only really supported him, his family, and that is the group led by Torvash Papillus. And so I think the way Yotto sees things is that revenge is nothing and not something to pursue. But I'm pretty confident if he were to meet Torvash, he'll lose his mind. And revenge will be the only thing that matters. So yeah, revenge is a complex thing, like people. And on that note, maybe I'll pass it over to Stara.
Hi. There's what's the question here? What's the most bizarre custom Jada has had to follow? She actually has to sacrifice a small animal once a year, which her handler hasn't known how to do because it's a little awkward. But I'm gonna try and do it.
Okay.
Somehow, when it comes up, I'll just go off and kill something and see what you guys do.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Can we have Askell? Anthony.
That's cool. Anthony, sure thing.
All right. For me, I'm going to answer the what's the most powerful entity your character to help rescue Jada in Jebo Rotana. We there's a good 6.5 or 7.5 hour episode of and that, so I'm not sure what it was or its name or what sort of demon or whatever it was, but that
Anthony, we're getting probably every second or third word from you.
Definitely the most powerful entities he's faced or encountered to date.
Yeah. Anthony, can you hear me?
Yeah. So it's also broken up.
Yeah. Yes. the tech,
Right.
certainly that whole line about gremlins in the system, that it certainly appears to be the case tonight. We'll leave it there and we'll pass over to the last player that we need to hear from, who is Graham, and hopefully the gods of technology will smile on you soon, Anthony. Graham.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm playing two characters. First is Severin. What's the most peculiar language your characters heard or learned? Well, he's not that particularly. He's no thickie, but he's not a very. He wasn't a really well-educated man, but he has taken to learning Thebronic because for a long time now he's kind of known that that's where if they continue the way things are going, he's going to end up there in the land of our foes where they speak Thebronic. So he has been steadily learning it to the point now where actually he can speak it as well as his own mother tongue. So, yeah, he's been sort of doing that for the last X number of levels. So that's kind of novel for him to go through a formal kind of learning process. And so, yeah. Then moving to Tanya, the revenge. Yeah, she feels pretty good about revenge. She wants it. And obviously the TTP have killed her father, killed her godmother. Yeah, she wants to wreak whatever vengeance she has within her down upon this bunch of people, not least Papalis. So, she'll be fight Liot over the front of the queue there. Hope she gets a good shot at some point. She was a bit frustrated that he was within sight of part of the party, but not within her sight, and couldn't get her bow there before he disappeared through a hole in the wall. But next time.
Next time. Always next time. Hopefully next time. Excellent. Very good. We've just had Anthony drop off by the looks of it. Yeah, not a good night for technology for the team tonight. Okay. We are going to crack on. As per usual, the next thing we usually do, Pete. Now that we have named, not shamed, but now we've named all of the characters in play tonight, and there they are, up on screen in colour with their names underneath, and we've heard a little bit about each of them. Pete, can you provide us with a bit of a précis of what happened last time? I'll do my best to chip in with some images and some maps and some bits and some bobs.
Oh, thank you. Sure thing. So last session began with us just having arrived at where we were to be meeting our blue skin guides after coming out of the Vale of Whispers. They weren't there. Their fire was cold, so we were all a bit sort of scratching our heads and like, okay, how do we find where our guides are? So we after going and getting a good drink of water because we'd just made it out and our water had run out. We made it out of the Vale of Whispers and we'd run out of our water. Nicholas and Severin and Jada went approached the village, the farm, very openly, knowing that they're not our allies, but they weren't our enemies. And to see if we could find information about the location of the guides. They were very defensive and sort of understandably because our encounters sort of involved us sort of attacking their farm. So yeah, justified. And people died on their side. Not necessarily because of us. They didn't know what happened to the guides, and we were sort of getting the message that they're not very open to any more conversation. They just want us to go away and leave them alone. So that was sort of the end of that. We have sort of, I can't remember if we actually have passed the night or not. So we sort of went and made our.
You have.
We went further down, I believe. Found some sort of shelter with in some a stand of trees, so got shelter from if a wyvern came along, and we had a bit of an attunement session, and I think that was pretty much it. We sort of slept the night and awoke the next morning ready to travel, ready to act. We were not 100% sure of exactly what we're going to do. We've got two options. We either take the day and a half journey back to Rascaret to the southwest, I believe. We can have a discussion about that, but without a guide, through land that is, as on screen, very few actual landmarks. So we will be taking a bit of a risk there that we might well get lost. We'll just have a wee discussion. Or the other option was, with sort of food running out, well, the other option was we could go back into Veil Whispers and explore this sort of a teleportation device that we'd discovered there. So we've got two options. I think the group is about to have a discussion, and then we'll settle on what we want to do.
Excellent, thank you. And I was just flicking through, just to refresh people's memories, some of the multiple items that you had a chance to look at and either figure out or whatever. You actually had some reasonably good luck. A couple of things that you haven't attuned or looked at yet, but yes. Thanks, Pete. Yes, that was it. A reasonably uncomplicated session last time. Yeah. From my perspective, please, there's one key thing I would like to get a sense of, and I asked everybody before we came on camera, and that was, please, rations for each person. You will purchase some. Obviously, as the GM, keep track of a lot of things, but I don't keep track of PowerPoints, and I don't keep track of characters' gear. So, could I have a sense from each character, please, what their status of food is like? And we're just gonna hang on. I'm just gonna get a little.
I think, Chris, when we left, you established that we couldn't carry any more than a week's rations.
Yeah. Okay.
So, however many days since then is how much rations we've got left, excepting, of course, the spoon of plentiful soup.
Yes.
Which is obviously.
I thought Keros got that.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Okay. Wrong game.
Wrong game.
No. Forget that.
Okay. So today is the 17th. You've woken up in quite a defensible place. The weather, by the way, I think I said what the weather was, but I will let you know. 17th is it is coolish when you woke up this morning, around 14 degrees. It's promising to be a warm but not baking day. 26 is what it's going to get up to today. It's mostly cloudy. There's a very gentle breeze. Leaves and small twigs sway. Banners, if there were any banners, would be flapping. Quite a pleasant day. You are enjoying. There's the breeze there. You can hear. You are enjoying. Well, no, I'm not telling you what your characters either enjoy or not enjoy. You tell me that. But I suspect your characters might be enjoying this weather, certainly in comparison to the humidity, the sticky nastiness of both Jewel Island and then the South Sea of Katana, Landana, and that miserable little town that you met, Yotto, called Osot. It's quite dry here. Quite dry, and yeah, it's warm, but it's not particularly sticky. Anyway, the weather is good. So it's the 17th. You set off on the. You set off halfway through the 12th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, 5.5. So you're 5.5 days into your 7 days of rations. There we go. Answered my own question for you. Very good. So that's.
Right. What did you say, Chris? How many?
So you've gone through 5.5 days because you travelled half a day on the 12th, and then you travelled a full day on the 13th to reach Odana's farm. So it took you a day and a half to get to Odana farm, and then you spent you walked down the valley, the Vale of Whispers. On the 14th, I've actually got the Vale of Tears, Graham. You've got me now typing that in my notes. Courtesy of your 12 Ashes Vale of Tears. Anyway, the Vale of Whispers on the 14th. You spent your first night in the complex on the night of the 14th, the second night in the complex on the night of the 15th, and then you found your way out yesterday Only 2 days, but a lot's happened in 2 days.
So effectively, if we found a guide, we had enough food to get us back to civilization.
Yes. That your guides were moving it to get you here. If you remember, you did some maneuver rolls to basically see if you could maintain the pace because they were moving pretty fast to get you here. You might probably take a more leisurely because if you remember, your guides had seen this group of foreign soldiers go into the farm. They raced back to Rascaret, passed that news on, collected you, and then raced back. Probably 2 days would be more realistic to travel. But yes, currently you might be a bit peckish when you get back, but in theory you'd be all right.
So, how does the rest of you feel about trying to persuade with a very generous amount of cash, trying to persuade one of the villagers to accompany us back, half before we leave, half on delivery? Severin would be happy to try and charm. I think he would appreciate Nicholas being there as well in terms of, some form of brotherhood. They seem to like you better than the rest of us, marginally. Yeah, and how do the rest of you feel about that? Or do you think the rest of you think we should actually take our day and a half's food and just wing it?
Quick timeout for me. I'm going to say it sounds like the game's already started, but I'm still going to play the music, so let's start the game. Questions on the floor? Go for it.
Are we going to offer them just money or some of those things we picked up? Like the mirror?
Snap. I was just going to say that.
Oh, I'm so mean.
When it possesses them on the spot or something, though, that may...
Yeah, they get it when they get back, when they get home.
I think that given where they live, I think currency might be the easiest way to go about it. Yeah. And we have
what
a bit
if we
of
say it scares away wyverns? Okay, so our money. Yeah, I'm keen. Yep.
Yeah, Eskel's fine with heading over money.
Sorry to be a pain, but I think Yotto would be keener to just take what we have, head back up and head in, but he'll absolutely follow the group consensus. He's not he wouldn't be like, this is the greatest plan, but he's not going to cause a major fuss.
That's because you have cool weapons and I have a stick.
Neither of which we can eat, I might add. But
let's be clear, your stick on one hit is done, I think, more damage than Yotto's total damage combined for the whole year.
You also have an evil. There's also an evil stick if you want it. And by the way, I posted in the main chat just a list of the items again. And while we're doing other stuff, if anybody's got any interest in the rest of them, they might want to.
Can you carry them all? So, for example, I'm seeing Jadar with one staff in each hand, quite an amount of additional weapons and other stuff. I mean, physically, you can. I think, Graham, you've checked for weight. I believe you have, anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong. But in terms of actually, what are you laden down with? What's realistic?
Well, at the moment, it requires stuff to be dropped were we to enter into combat. So, as it stands, somebody's carrying the second staff, somebody's carrying a second longbow. I think that was probably Yotto was quite interested, but obviously that would be whoever's carrying those. Would have to drop them to do anything else.
Could we figure that out, please, in advance? Because that may actually come down to a material situation of stuff getting left and things like that. So who's carrying?
Yeah, so I think Yotto would be keen for the magical longbow as opposed to his own longbow, but there's no pressure. Other than that, irrelevant.
Okay. Well, I think there's some other stuff there. If anybody wants to put their hands up for that, as we're talking about this rest of the stuff, then we can. By the time we've done the negotiations, we should have sorted most of it. I think the two key items here probably are the the coat, the longbow, and the staff, because they're required. We've got the weight to carry the rest. We could probably stash the rest away. They're sort of big items that probably, Chris, you'd be most interested to know about, presumably.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So maybe while we're sorting out the negotiations, if anybody wants to put their hand up for the rest of the stuff, particularly what the hell we do with the staff. I mean, we can try and sell it, obviously, but if volunteer to at least hold it or not, or if no one wants to hold it, we'll leave it where it is. All right. Yeah. So
Just leave it. Sell it. Leave it.
Askell, there's nothing on the list that Askell's interested in, but he's happy to just carry the staff like a walking stick, and then flick it off when we get back to township. You know, it's not
So
wedded to it anyway.
The scimitar is not close enough to a cutlass. I don't.
No.
Okay.
Because one of them's shorter.
Cutlass is shorter, physically shorter.
Yeah.
So cutlass is in the same category as a dagger and a short sword. It's a cutlass is a short weapon for boarding ships with.
It is flaming though, which would keep you warm.
Would Nicholas like the black liquid? It just seems up his street somehow.
I'm happy to take it. Happy to have it in his inventory. I mean, same with the spectacles. He just considers them as party items. But yeah, I'll put them on his thing just to get them off the. Yep. Thank you.
Okay. Does anyone else want the longbow other than Yotto?
If you could cut it down to a short bow, Askell would be interested.
You definitely can't, bro, but good try. So I'll take it and I'll leave my standard boring longbow for this one.
And no one's going to take the staff, but we're going to carry it anyway. Anyone else want the coat apart from Tenya? Anyone else want the totem apart from Severin? And anyone else want the left-handed ring and daggers apart from Yotto? And anyone else want the gauntlet instead of Jada?
Can you remind me, what do the gauntlets do?
Causes, that's the special.
Fight me for them.
quite specialist. Causes harm instead of healing. So perfectly for a lay healer.
Perfect for Jada. Perfect.
Yep.
Okay, all right. Well, in that case, we'll mark those. Can people mark those items on their lists, and then the rest will just carry and I guess try and flog.
Do we have to write down who's carrying?
I've already got that list of that.
Oh, you've done that. Okay.
So
Just the important things are the longbow and the staff, and and you'll put that coat on, take her existing coat off.
Does she throw her existing coat?
She gets rid of it. Yeah, she just put it down on the ground.
Cool.
Nicely. She went through it.
Yeah. So it's probably got quite a few holes in it by now. Over the years, over the months, I should say. So what does her DB change to, please? 15, I think it was for that coat.
Yeah, she's not got a good DB at the moment, so that's quite handy. She's currently got a DB of 7.
Yeah, sorry. What does the coat do? Because it's just
plus 15.
It is plus 15.
22.
Cool. Be pleased with that.
Yeah, very thanks. Thanks.
Don't know who you're saying thanks to because I don't exist.
Well, somebody thought of it.
So is
that obvious where the information about daggers and longbow are? I'm just worried I'll fuck it up. I mean, I'll struggle to find it in the.
You scroll back up. Not that far back up the main chat.
Yeah, and then
Thanks, Graham. Perfect.
I recommend paste them into your character's column in the equipment sheet, the XP tracking sheet, because that's where we've got to record them against our character.
Correct. The XP tracking sheet is the font of all truth. Okay. So you wake up in the morning, you have some breakfast, you talk about who's wanting to take what gear. Tanya takes off her jacket. It's probably got multiple holes in it and slash marks and claw marks and blood stains and all the rest. Perhaps she pats it as she puts it down to say farewell to it and puts on her nice new shiny jacket. Looks like that. Quite smart. That gives her added defense.
Cool.
What happens?
Okay. Well, who in terms of it seems like we're 5-1 on trying to negotiate our way back. I mean, Severin's happy to try and charm his way using the earbuds because he activated them yesterday, so he can activate them again today. But he'll only have them for an hour. He's happy to use the charm, but he definitely
He won't need to persuade Yotto. Yotto's the only dissenter. Yotto will definitely go along with, an overwhelming majority vote.
Cool. So, yeah, I think try and replay yesterday. What do you think? Replaying the same situation yesterday, but hoping that Severin will roll higher on a charm. Now, how much cash? What did we pay the guys, Chris? Do you remember?
We didn't.
They just came free, did they?
That one because they were a connection through the Monman. I'm sorry to speak for you, Chris, but I believe we didn't actually pay for them. They were through the Monman.
Right. So what do you think is a fair rate, and then let's double it?
No idea.
So if we said, I mean, cash is going to go, if we said 5 GP or something, that would be quite a lot of money, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So if we said...
just to frame things up, one gold piece is the price of a sword, a new sword. A very poor peasant in this world, subsistence farmer, might earn 13, 14, 15 gold pieces a year.
All right. So if we offered them, they're in mourning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we offered them 10 GP for them to one of their number to accompany us back, is that too much? Or I'm just thinking it's going to be quite a lot to get them to.
I think at least that
seems like way too much. Yeah.
I think that's not too much, and that's especially that's if they know the way. Sure, we assume they do, but
yeah,
they're farm bound. But Nicholas will happily join Severin with whatever he decides. But Nicholas will be very much aware of. Make sure we can beat a hasty retreat if we need to.
Yes. So we know that they are in mourning, so they will not be inclined. They don't like us. They wish we'd bugger off. I guess we're trying to bugger off, but we just need a bit of assistance in definitively buggering off. And we know and appreciate this is a really difficult time, but we're falling upon their mercy as we're running out with food. However, we are willing to recompense them richly for their trouble, and we'll pay half immediately and half on return. Does that feel, yeah? All right, should we give it a crack then?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right, Chris. So, same as before. Then we'll gingerly approach with absolutely hands in the air. I think just two of us. No point all going. And then Tanya will go well back again, keeping an eye, using elven eyes to keep an eye, but a long way back. And maybe if the others just stayed out of sight, that would be less intimidating. But shout out if you'd rather do something else.
Sounds good.
All right. So Tanya's going.
Yeah, well back, just so she can see.
Okay, so there, for example. So
yeah, Yeah.
to give you a sense of distance. That is something like 200 foot away. Yeah, 175 to the gate itself. Severin and Nicholas hit about 60 foot away from the gate, about that.
Yep.
And
can we dive into cover if we need to from there?
we'll come to that in a second. Just
All
to check, others, where are you? Where would you be putting yourselves? And sorry, Yotto, your counter, I'm not quite sure where it's gone to. So,
Well, Yotto would be with the group and just follow the group.
Okay.
Comfortable making his statement. I can't really see where I am. That's where it be.
okay, so Askell, Jadar, do you have a particular preference of where you're going, or doesn't it matter?
Do we need to stay near the water or just some sort of shelter? Rock? Some sort of protection from whatever's going to find us?
I'm going to put you there because I haven't heard anything otherwise.
Can you not hear me?
Yeah, can do. Yeah, but
Oh. Is there a rock?
can you see the screen?
Oh, yeah. It's not really a rock, is it? It's an optical illusion. Okay, that's fine.
Well, you tell me where the characters go, please.
Just off the path a little bit under the trees.
Okay. Very good.
So Yotto definitely wants to keep an eye on what's going on. He's going to want line of sight.
Okay.
Oh.
So Yotto comes up and joins Tanya.
And he will prep. All right.
Okay. Askell and Jadar, you are out of line of sight, and unless there's extreme shouting, you wouldn't be able to hear what's going on. Yotto and Tanya, you probably might be able to hear just what's going on, but you most likely won't understand the language because thus far you haven't been. I'm not going to ask others to go into a separate chat room because people are aware of the situation, so we'll keep it as is. Back to...
while they're doing that, since me and Askell are sitting away, can we study our spell list?
Sure. Yeah, of course you can.
Okay.
The other thing you might want to think about is the items that some of you've got obviously weren't attuned by the same people. So just to say that, for instance, your gauntlet I think was attuned by Nicholas.
Also, I can try and attune it now.
No, he'll teach you over time.
He has to teach me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can't do it now, obviously, but I'm just sort of saying that's something to think about.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. So you're reading your spell lists. Sure. So Nicholas and Severin, tell me where you stand, what you do, give me a description. So there's the scene. Hopefully you can see it. Pretty clear.
So yeah, I mean, really, hands in the air.
Yep.
Obviously, weapons sheathed and out of the way. He's put his earbuds and activated those, so if he can. So if he could roll for that, I guess.
Yes. Give me a roll.
12.
Just a second. Yes, the spell goes off. Done.
And then...
so you've got an hour of understanding.
And talking, yeah.
And talking, yep.
So, I think I'll leave it to Nicholas to call out, I think, in his mother tongue and friendly-ish voice.
Okay,
and
so
then
I was waiting for you to tell me where you both stand. Tell me if there's any difference to where I put you.
So, I mean, if there's, it looks like if there's a tree to hide, where there's those trees there, looks like we might be able to duck behind them if we needed to. Would that give us any cover?
These ones?
Yeah.
They give you partial cover. Yeah, a little bit of cover.
Nicholas would be a bit uncomfortable because it's closer than we need to be. So he'd want to be at the distance that we sort of need to be to have that conversation, no closer.
60 foot, I'd say that's probably about as far as you is realistic to yell without screaming.
Yeah.
But you can tell me where you stand within.
Yeah, we could go over towards those other trees, which we got behind a bit, but yeah, perfect. If that's okay with Severin.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Are you actually standing or hiding behind the trees?
No,
No.
just so that we can duck behind them if we need to.
Okay.
Severin's got is still holding his shield. If he needs to cast deflections, he will.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nicholas would have his shield out. Yeah, and so Nicholas would call once we're ready. Nicholas would call out, same as this, ahoy the farm. May we have a little bit of your time.
Okay.
He'd probably call a couple of times as necessary, and then hand it over to Severin to do the talking.
Okay. So, this, if you recall, yesterday it actually took quite a bit of time to get people's attention. This time it's a bit faster, and within relatively short order, this guy you can see here, bare-chested, he's not smiling, is up on this kind of strange scaffold that Tanya in particular knows quite well. And then a second person appears there, and then actually a third person, which is different to yesterday. I guess you're getting to see behind the walls, but that's all right. Just a second, please.
While that's happening,
just a second, please. Just a second. Hang on. Okay. So, Nicholas, you shout out. All three of these men come up. They have bows. They have bows ready.
While they were
Yep.
they were approaching, Severin was going to ask Nicholas, what's the sort of most polite and respectful way to address that you know of to address these people?
If Nicholas knows, he'd communicate that.
Yep,
absolutely.
Sure. Cool. So they all three have bows. So you alert and you call out to them, Nicholas. You hear the sounds of these three getting up in place, and you hear them climbing up the ladder. They're quite loud. Before you even see them, you are greeted by a range of expletives. And this is a family show, and I'm not going to use them, but they are crude and they are offensive, and they absolutely go to the core of Mara, which are blue-skinned, tattooed people in this world, hence the name Blueskin. Mara people's insults, the absolute worst. And the worst thing you, of course, are being called is a coward amongst other things. Before you get much more of a chance to say anything, Nicholas, he screams at you, "Be gone, lest my arrows fly."
At which Severin would bow very respectfully and say, we are looking to go. We only please seek some advice and assistance before we go.
And that's it. He fires a bow at you, Severin.
All right, to cast deflections.
Okay. And with that was the wrong thing to do. You've realised because he's screaming Outlander scum. Definitely the wrong thing to do to get the foreigner to speak.
Wow, I don't know.
Thanks, mate. Severin, you cast deflections, please. Roll deflections.
$69.
Hang on, how would this? Yeah, arguably he's got the drop on you, but anyway, the spell goes off, and as it happens, he rolled poorly, and with your strange. Okay, looks like a poor roll to begin with, and frankly, the deflections was unneeded. The massive shield that you had, plus 50 to your shield, and the arrow smashes into your shield. He's the only one to loose an arrow.
All right. Can we have the opportunity to retreat then?
Do what you like, sure.
I'm not going to say any more, Nicholas.
Nope.
If you want to tell him we're going, that'd be good.
No. Oh.
Unless you want to. I mean, up to you.
No, I don't think he's going to hear anyway. We'll just go, I reckon.
How do you...
Yeah, so I think we'll back away, and Nicholas will be behind Severin, behind his shield, behind Severin's shield, and behind Severin.
Yeah, we'll go swiftly, but backwards.
Yeah. Okay.
And respectfully, well, not respectfully, but still.
Like that. So options are go in there, kill them all, apart from one, and get him to guide us to the. Just...
No. So back with the others, so we can have a quick discussion of what to do. I think we need to go and stock up on food at Rascarat. I don't see how we can. I don't want to rely on foraging or going into ruined places via the teleportation device without any food.
It doesn't seem wise, no.
Um,
Well, let's fill up with water.
And sorry, Giles, I didn't mean to be rude to cut you off before. I just needed to resolve that situation, by the way. If there's something you wanted to say, you're now all reunited, by the way. So sorry, Giles, if I cut you off before, but just needed to resolve that situation. Oh, that's what it was.
Anyway, so what are the rest of you saying?
I think we should try and go to Rascarat. We can only try, and if it's too hard, I guess we come back and we've only got one choice left. Back to the portal.
Yep. So, Chris, what sense do our characters have of? Obviously, Tenya has some tracking ability. I think probably the first thing to do is see if it can pick up any tracks and get a sense of whether that's helpful. But I also think we need to be prepared that we might need to come back. So we probably will need to mark our progress in some way so that it makes it easier for us to come back again if we get, if we not, I don't know, like if we just lose the trail, we could be going.
I guess the issue is there isn't a trail. I mean, that's kind of what you're looking at.
Well, I don't have anything that can help with that.
I wonder what's the chances of Tanya foraging for food?
Oh, she can. Yeah, I have a foraging skill. It's not very. I mean, it's plus 57. It's all right, but
Because I mean, perhaps we would be able to find enough food to go on and use the teleportation thing if we were to forage. So, can we build up food reserves and smoke meat or whatever if we were to forage?
Okay.
I don't know.
She's good with that. So Tanya would do that if that's our next thing to do. She will go take stock while we have some height, so she can sort of survey the area, she's going to spend a little bit of time marking out various surroundings. What sort of animals have we seen other than the big flying ones?
Yeah, sure. Gopher-like creatures, I guess, a type of, dare I say, rabbit. You've seen some of these and some of these.
The smaller ones.
Oh,
Smaller ones.
chicken and pig.
Mind you, we're dying out on that for ages.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good idea. Why don't we see what the foraging's like, and then decide what to do from there? Sorry.
Yeah, so she'd do two things. Once she's mapped out a sort of her area of foraging that she thinks is suitable based on her experience of living outdoors, she'll get the others to sort of bugger off so they don't scare off the wildlife.
Yep.
She will look for tracks of animals and then find a suitable spot to build a simple noose trap.
So I'm going to stop you there just for a second, just so you know, and I think we've talked about this in the other game. Foraging, most static actions, is a 4-hour activity.
So can I check, is there a foraging action, or is this stalk and hide, or how does this
it is a skill called foraging. Yep.
All right, well, shall I spend 4 hours at it and see how I go?
Okay, can I ask Chris, do other skills help with foraging, in a half? So if you have half of stalk and hide or half of, I don't know, being amazing in the woods, or because it strikes me that there must be other characters in this party who might be able to forage. And we'd want, if we're going to forage and move on, we want everyone to forage and move on, right? Not just Nathaniel. That's insane.
Sorry, just while you but Nicholas has got a 21 foraging skill.
Cool.
That helps.
So we'd want Nicholas to forage. We'd want anyone else who has some skill in foraging, even if it relates to other skills, to forage at the same time.
So answer your question, foraging is the main one. Potentially hostile. No, hostile environments is more blazing hot deserts and etc. Region lore, potentially, if you had region lore for Savannah, which effectively this is, you might get a quarter of foraging. That would really be it. So under the survival category, it's caving, foraging, hostile environments, region lore, scrounge, streetwise. Foraging is the skill.
So if I had a successful roll on region lore, would that give me a plus to my foraging?
If you know Savannah, which I don't think she does. Should. So region lore is broken up onto the various regions of different ecosystems. She grew up in a temperate forest. This ain't a temperate forest.
All right. Well, if she'll build a trap and then attempt to forage while Nicholas.
Graham, if all of this takes time, maybe as a group who want to make a decision about whether it's worthwhile Tanya foraging for the whole group of 8 of us, and if nobody else can forage, are we better off just pushing on, either to go back or go forward? I'm irrelevant, but it's that's what I wonder. Is it's if 6 of us could forage, obviously makes sense, right? But if only one of us can forage, do we want to either move forward or move back?
I don't know. What is the success rate here, Chris?
So it would be a static maneuver. So you'd roll it on the static maneuver table. It would be based on. Let's have a look.
I mean, the point being, if I capture a bison, it's worth it.
Yeah, yeah, totally. That's right. Right. You
I
kill a
capture a
stag.
shrew.
You
I bring
kill
back
a.
a shrew. It's all good.
That's right. You kill a giant, we're in the money. If you like come back with full mushrooms,
Okay. So
I want to punch you in the face.
cool.
Yeah.
Foraging. This skill provides a bonus for finding any local sources of portable water, edible plants, or animals. Includes basic field acquisitions such as gathering or fishing. And there is actually a trapping skill, but I would roll that up into basic trapping here as well. The skill is crucial to wilderness survival. Combined with the survival skill is not yet. A character can survive indefinitely in the wilderness. The skill provides a character with supply of water, vegetables, plants. Fishing and clamming are also covered in the skill. Set traps and hunting are more useful for obtaining meat, but let's keep to this for the moment. I'll say it covers all.
So,
the difficulty of this maneuver depends on the amount of food and water that are readily available. The maneuver is also modified by the number of people that need to be fed. These examples, and there are ones below which I'll just quickly flesh out, these examples assume that only one person is being fed and one strategic turn, 4 hours, is spent gathering. Each additional person increases the difficulty by 1. So this would be a static maneuver. So it's rolled on the static maneuver table, success being 101. A routine attempt to find water in a rainforest would be considered a routine attempt. This would be for one person, and that would be plus 30 to your roll. An easy would be finding water in a temperate or moist area. A light maneuver would be finding food in a forest, jungle, or coast. A medium maneuver would be finding food in a grassy plain where you're at, finding water along a saltwater coast. So I would say this is a plain. This is a grassy plain for most of it. So this would be a medium maneuver. This is for one person. There are 6 of you, so the difficulty would go up from a medium is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'd have an absurd to try to get food for all of you for one day for a negative 70. But you could try for one person's sustenance for a day for a medium roll.
Not much point, really.
No, agreed.
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
All right, let's just bugger off then.
Yeah, we just need to make a decision. Do we go forward or go back?
So
Right.
going forward means going through the portal to ruins where there's no food. And
Although-
ruins,
We have no idea what's there.
yeah, exactly. But most likely, based on the ruins we've just experienced, there's no food. I think we have to go back. We have to go back to Rascarat and get provisions.
But
Right, so but going back is 3 days and we had no food.
2
no,
days.
we have it's 2. The trouble is, I don't know how we would get there.
Are we sure we can go back to Rascarat? Do we have a clear direction?
Go back, but we don't. I don't know. We don't know where we're going.
Yeah, I don't think we can go back to Rascarat. So I think it's a sensible idea, but I think we can't do it.
Well, unless someone's got another idea of some other means of getting back to that civilization.
So I think literally Yotto would be thinking he's been abandoned by his gods to die in the wilderness because the almighty person who might control things in the ethosphere has made life impossible.
I don't
Right.
think so.
And
I think it's not impossible. I think we do have a compass read on where we need to go, southwest. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Jim, because we did establish that. We can do basic navigation. We'll be basing it on rolls, but it's only 2 days travel. And, we can check against sunrise, sunset, and those sorts of things. So, Jim, what's the chances of us navigating? What would that sort of look like?
Sure. So it would be... sorry.
I was going to say real quickly. So Askell has a navigation mapping skill. I'm sure we talked about this
We did.
with the guides came in.
Yep. Yeah.
In the obviously navigation mapping is a combined from the Rolemaster Companion 2 things. So it just was just all those basic things that we've just talked about is what Haskell needs to navigate us back home.
Good
Navigation.
point.
Navigation. This skill provides a bonus for determining proper directions and distances when using a map in conjunction with various directional aids, such as a compass, sextant, clock, etc. This includes the concept of orientating and is applicable for land or water or stars. Right. Note that this is a skill. This skill is far more precise and complex than orienteering. Orienteering would be the other skill, which you can all have a go at. This skill provides a bonus for using landmarks such as the sun, stars, and other simple navigation tricks in order to arrive at a desired location. Note that that orienteering only provides a general sense of the proper direction towards a location. Hazards, obstacles, or distances are not learned. It's not capable of the sort of precise results that navigation would provide, but it is sufficient to make one's way across the countryside. Note, without this skill, characters are guaranteed to get lost if not following a road or river. Additional ranks will help. So, you did talk about noting your way. I definitely remember that. Both Haskell, you did say that, and definitely Tanya said that. And for sure, I would give you a bonus for that for your orienteering roll on the way back. Orienteering is a memory reason skill, and you would roll once every 4 hours, so twice a day, to see how you're going. And you would get a bonus on that because you did very clearly on the way out. Both Tanya and Haskell make comment about taking note of roughly where you're going. But you are essentially walking across what's up on screen, trying to figure it out.
Yeah. So, but Haskell's got an actual navigation mapping skill.
I understand that. Just
Not
read out.
orienting.
Yeah, I know. And to use that skill, he needs to have a map and a sextant and a compass.
Oh, right. Okay. Yep.
None of which you have.
Real.
I'm happy with orienteering.
I think if we would attempt this, we need a very clear way to retrace our steps if we get lost.
Wow.
Because just so we can figure out, Rascaret is a small town, small outpost, right?
Mm-hmm.
What surrounds it?
Pretty much this.
Thought you might say that.
Yeah. Some hills. So, yep, some hills, but low hills.
Right. So there's no actual large topographical landmark that might orient ourselves towards the town itself.
Correct.
See, from as much as I want to go back, I don't think we stand a hope in hell, and I think actually the powers that be here are wanting us to go on.
I agree.
Actually,
We need to pursue this. This is
we need to
the way
evaluate.
forward.
Okay, so just to be clear, the GM is not pushing you one way or the other. Just to check your reality here, you're 2 days out. You're not like 6 weeks out. You're 2 days out. You will have a bonus to the roll of getting back. So you definitely are not doing this without any help. And you do have some food as well. So just to balance it up, the GM is not pushing you in one direction or the other. The GM doesn't exist. You need to decide what you want to do.
How confident is Tanya and Haskell feeling about the task? Based on what they know, based on the fact of them noting whatever topographical landmarks there are, based on isolating the location of a small town in a big plain. Realistically, I mean, I know we've got a roll, but you'd have a pretty sense of dread, sense of confidence, sense of indifference. I mean, in terms of the task ahead, shall I say?
It's quite a nice day, so the weather's nice. So yeah, they're feeling quite happy.
Haskell would be pretty confident, given the terrain, and even that just one picture, like, oh yeah, landmarks would have been but a few days ago. If it was several months or maybe a few years later, be like, oh,
yep,
yeah, bit dodgy.
That is a really good point. You were here. You crossed this place. That's a really good point. You crossed this place.
Sounds like another bonus.
You crossed this place. You started crossing this place on the 12th. Today is the 17th, and you journeyed for half a day on the 12th, and you journeyed a full day on the 13th. And today is the 17th. So yeah, to Askel's point, it's less than a week, well and truly less than a week ago.
So it's very different. Obviously, we are not our characters. So what I'm trying to ascertain is, I mean, Askel says he's confident, but is Askel actually confident based on what he knows? I know, or in terms of, and is Tenya confident based on the information she has and the task ahead of her? I need to know how difficult I think it's going to be.
Your characters think it's challenging but doable.
Yeah, I would have thought, given that they talked about it on the way in, Askel, despite not having the tools for navigation and mapping, it implies he's got an inherent understanding of how you should track and map. So I think that's where it would increase Askel's confidence, around it. So yeah, it may be challenging, but
well, I remember the conversation. I can't quite. I mean, I know we had the discussion. I just can't remember if actually she got her inks and quills out and actually wrote something down, like actually mapped it out.
Well, yeah, we don't. What do your characters do? We do need to kind of make a call and move on.
Nicholas's game, and apparently Tenya's fairly confident, and Askel's confident. Yotto doesn't want to. Severin's will go with whoever's more confident about what they want to do, and Jada is.
Okay, super. So, we are moving on. I've just struck a rather definitely gremlins in a whole bunch of systems tonight, which is irritating. My combat tracker software has just stopped working, so I am going to just spend 5 minutes. It's just stopped working just now. It's an issue I've never seen before. And absolutely, Giles, you can carry more than a week's rations. It depends on the type of rations that you're carrying, the type of food. There's some rations which are preserved, which means which they're lighter, basically. The ones that you purchased were heavy. They're like, yeah. Make sense?
Yep.
Lovely. Okay. We are cracking off 5, 4, 3. I'm going to point at the camera or wave or something, so when I'm doing the edit, I can actually see myself again. See myself again. Okay, and Cunning 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, super. So a lot of discussion. Tell me what happens. Morning of the 17th.
Did you find anything, Anthony?
So, episode 140, 2 hours, 22 minutes in, was with the journey walking, and Severin was at length discussing with the guides about landmarks, everything on the way. So it's quite a lot there and around, and it not, probably for about 5 minutes of questioning and peppering and around it. I just skimmed through it, but as I was skipping through it, he's asking more questions about left, right, Z, towns, North Camp, South Camp, all sorts of stuff. So
that was back at Rasgarret. This is a different proposition of heading out, but so different location.
So this was on the way.
Okay.
You were talking about all the
cool. What happens?
The wind.
The wind. Yes.
Yeah, a nice gentle breeze. You said.
Yes.
So Severin was actively looking as well, was he?
Yeah. Well, he was quizzing and pestering the guides. They probably wanted him to shut up after that.
All right. Okay, well, it sounds like we. What, Anthony? Which way? Onwards or back across the plains?
So when you say back across the plains, how do you mean?
To Rascaret or through teleport?
Oh, you put this decision on me. All right.
No, it's going around. They just ran everyone, just so I want everyone, to make
Oh,
a.
sorry. Yeah, I'm happy to go back to Rascaret.
Jada?
I think it's easy.
Oh, neutral.
Pete, I think you want to go to Rascaret.
Yes, sorry. Yes, I think we need rations rather
Yeah.
than relying on forage.
Okay. Yotto, and I think we know what you'd rather go on. And I think if both my characters have an air of confidence about them based on the information they have, then they would act upon it and suggest also Rascaret. Yeah. Do we have to do the memory checks on the way, or do you do them before we start, or one of them?
So 2 orientation rolls. Rounds in a tactical situation in Rolemaster is rounds, which is a 10% action. In the strategic sense, generally, if you remember, it's 4 hours for trading, it's 4 hours for foraging. It's typically 4, and again here it's 4 hours broken into 4-hour blocks for reading the road. So 1 at the beginning of the day, 1 at lunchtime.
Okay. So we've spent the night here, so we know exactly where the sun sets and sun rises. So that's something. We know roughly the direction. So I guess we'd start off and then rely on our memory, and if there are any times where we think we need to get a elevated position, perhaps we could fly upwards and get a better position. If we could bear that in mind, Chris, that as we go, if we are a bit confused, we take the time. Someone relevant goes however high we can get up in the air and down again within rounds.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Great. Fantastic. Got it. Thank you. Lovely. Got it. So I need one person. Yeah, I need one person to decide and one person's role to make a decision of which way they're going.
So if that, even though there are several people who took an active interest, we only get one role?
Yes. Yep.
So because it's based on memory and reasoning, how do we, what gives there?
Just combine.
Well, I think it'll be best to be, Nicholas's memory and reasoning is 26. But I think that Askell and Tanya are getting a bonus on top of their memory and reasoning, I take it.
Correct.
So I think it should be Tanya or Askell.
By sounds of it, it's Severin. But what's your memory and reasoning combined, Askell?
It's only plus 11.
Combined? I mean, sorry, the average.
Oh, average. So plus 6.
Well, Severin's is plus 7, so there's not a lot in it, but yeah, may as well take it, I guess.
I was pretty convinced that Tanya was also taking notes, so I'd give you the option of Tanya as well. The bonus that you would get would also be from conferring, and yes, Askell he doesn't have the tools for mapping, but he does know something about navigation, so there would be I would incorporate a certain bonus from Askell going into that as well. So in other words, one roll, but a conferred decision, both on Askell's navigation rolls and also taking note of the direction, and Severin and Tanya and others feeding in input.
All right. Well, yes, Tanya's plus 6, Severin's plus 7, Askell's plus 6. So yeah, I guess there you go.
Alrighty. All right. So quick check. Oh, one last thing. So a light maneuver, a medium maneuver on a clear day, which this is, in light forest. This is light forest. Very light forest. So it's a medium maneuver. I'm going to say with the memories that you have, the fact you did take good note of where you're going, that you get a plus 55 to the roll, and combined with Askell's knowledge of roughly some idea of maps, and you were very, very, very insistent about knowing roughly where you're going, plus the fact it was only a few days ago. Severin, what is your offset of the negative 25 for not having an orienteering skill? 7, I think you said.
Yeah, my memory and reasoning combined, Severin's they're both plus 7.
Cute, cool. So 55 minus 18 gives you that 37. Cool. Someone want to give me a roll, please, on your first morning?
All right, I'll roll the first one.
That's mast.
I think maybe someone should just drag a stick or something behind us, to mark our way forward in case we need to come back. I don't know how reliable that'll be, but it might just be.
Askell's happy to break up the remaining of his food and leave it as crumbs.
Cute.
We'll drop Jade Dragons as we go.
Gold coins.
We can mark trees along the way and break branches off and stuff.
All right, can you do that, Jada?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Fuck. Is it mast?
Of course.
19.
Okay.
The other thing is, Tanya will keep looking for tracks as she goes, also maybe we could also have some people looking on the. Well, we were looking on the horizon anyway, but it'd be good to see if we do see evidence of animal or human. Of course, if we bump into a person, it's probably going from a nasty tribe or something. But
okay. Great. So you head off. Could you give me just somebody brave? Give me a roll to see what, if anything, happens as you wander across this terrain. We're looking at kind of this, and a bit of this, and a bit of this, and a bit of this. What I'm interested in, please, is any roll that is any roll that is. I need to know basically if you roll above a 45. Someone brave?
Julia, feel lucky, punk.
Do you feel lucky, punk?
Yeah, I was going to say, Chris, that second image you flashed up, that was in the episode 140, so it's feeling very familiar to Askell.
Excellent.
That helps. And I've had another bonus.
Someone brave?
Okay.
Sorry, I put it in the wrong spot.
Ah.
I put it in the party XP, but it was 50.
50? Okay, roll again, please.
Get the right channel. Oh, come on, computer. Oh, no, I've seized. I have seized up.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. Could someone else give me a roll, please?
Yeah.
I'll give it a go.
Thank you.
Oh, whoops. Hang on.
What's going on there?
Da-da-da. Oh, it worked. That's cool. 62.
62.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Did you mean to do that? Yes.
62. Okay, can everybody please roll the dice and let me know if you get below a 35? Everybody, please.
You get below a 35. Ooh, close.
Okay, so let's start with first on my screen, which is Jadar.
Nope.
Cool. Next on my screen is Nicholas.
Nope.
Nope. Next on my screen is Askell.
Nope.
Okay. Next on my screen is Severin.
No.
And then lastly, Yotto. You're on mute. Charles, didn't hear what you said.
Sorry, no.
No. Okay. So you have quite an adventurous first morning as you stride over the plains. You're taking all of the multitude of precautions and doing all of the things you've talked about that we've discussed about you getting back. You do all of those. Mid-morning, however, it's Tanya who's out in front who spots it first, and it's a collection of these horrible things. They descend upon. First off, you're alerted to. Oh, and none of those are going to play. That's of course they're not going to play. Right. About 7 or 8 of these things descend upon you. But absolutely, the gods smile upon every single one of you. And after a brief and brutal fight, Tanya, you take down a couple with your bow. Yotto, you knock off one of their heads with your mighty two-handed sword. Askell, the gods smile on you on this particular day, and your shock bolt fingers come into play, and you nail one of these exactly. And all 7 are slain, and none of you have a scratch on you.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
And we have dinner.
Yeah. So there, you do say 7 of them.
Well,
How big are they?
They stand about. I've got a couple of images actually.
right.
Yeah.
So I guess we make a big fire and cook a couple of them up, right?
Do you do that midday? It's now midday.
Well, it looks like the juicy parts. I mean,
finger looking
I
good.
mean, we can lose a lot of that neck and obviously the legs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in terms of gutting it
Mm-hmm.
and carrying the bits that we might want to cook, what does that look like?
Pretty messy. I don't
Quite
think
chicken-like, aren't they?
Tanya doesn't have a skinning skill, I'm assuming, but I'm happy to just say, look, she's got some probably experience of gutting critters, and you can probably you've all vaguely seen how it's done. There's quite a bit of meat on them. Yeah.
So in terms of what we could hack up and carry and stuff in a sack,
Yep.
what's that? You know, what can we come away with? I mean, a meal for all of us.
Oh, more than a meal. Definitely more than a meal for each of you.
We could we dry some out in strips like the Red Indians do? Dried meat.
So that would be out of that. I would say all of you, once you've hacked and dried and all the rest, I would say there is 5 more days' food for every single person. No, hang on, let me just take that back. 3 days' food for every single person.
Nice. All right, cool.
Nice.
Should we go back then?
Finger looking good. Okie dokie. So that was for the first the first day. Okay. So for the first morning, could you please give me another roll for the afternoon of the first day?
Someone lucky to. Go on, Nicholas.
Oh, okay. Oops, D100. The roll is a 68.
68. Okay. Right. All right. You walk on for the remainder of that day. And can I please get another roll to see what, if anything, happens? I'm interested in a result above a 45. Below a 45, no problem.
Anybody rolling?
You do.
Okay. Oh, I'm M.E.R.P. Problem. 75.
75, roll again.
62.
62. This time, you are beset on some other old friends of yours. These guys. There's only 3 of them on this occasion, only 3. But they have caught your scent. They've actually been tracking you, and they charge. Again, I'm interested, please, in a roll of less than 15 for these. 15 or less each character.
They look like the other white meat. Chicken to pork.
You do, Severin, you do remember way back in the Golden Strip trying to discover if you could eat these, and you were told they weren't good to eat. You do know that.
No, enough.
You
Raw meat.
You don't know if the Saston are, of course. Okay, going through the checklist, was anybody 15 or under?
No.
Right. Nope.
Nope.
Lucky again.
Close.
Close. And
I know.
and Giotto? Okay. So very fortunately, no injury is caused to you and the party. GM's just going to take a pause, back in one. By the way, at the end of this evening, you are a little bit worryingly back in some hills, close to some hills that look in the distance like that. You think you might be back where you started, but you're not entirely sure. And as far as you can recall, you should have crossed a river before you see hills again.
I shouldn't have rolled.
So hang on. Presumably, we'd recognise that feature.
It's not that feature. You're not back. You're not back. I'll take that back. You're not back where you started, but you're back seeing hills, taller hills than you expected. They are new to you. They are definitely new to you. So I absolutely scrub that. You're not back where you started. You're not back at Odana Farm, but you are at some hills now. You don't recall seeing hills this side of the river. You remember you crossed a river with your guides a few days ago, and there were some hills that you bypassed on the other side of the river, but you don't recall any hills this side. But hey, maybe there are, and you've just,
why don't we backtrack to where we were at midday?
So you've walked for the day. You've seen some hills at the end of yesterday. You're not back where you started. They are different hills, but you're a little bit confused because you hadn't seen hills on your way here, at least this side of the river. You slept for the nights, very fortunately without incident. You wake the next morning and you want to retrace your steps. Please give me a roll for retracing your steps. A master roll.
Just anyone.
Go on in.
All right.
You know, I've read my New Zealand Book of Bushcraft, and it assures me if you get lost, the best thing to do is back up.
I got a 12.
Cool. Oh, can you roll again, please?
Nope. $95. Woo.
Shamus passed. Okay.
I've had chickens, pigs, fish.
So the next morning, by the way, the weather is going to play a potentially quite an important role.
Obviously, Tenya will be tracking her own footprints and others.
Yep.
To get back.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure thing. A low of 12, a high of 25, absolutely clear. Not a cloud in the sky. It's actually very windy, however. There's quite a fresh gale today. I'll see if I've got some more winds just coming. Maybe, is that maybe a little bit, maybe that's a little bit too fresh. Let's try. Yeah. Quite breezy today. Making things a little bit harder to track and to see where you've come. Yeah. Fresh gale. So twigs break off trees and general progress is impeded. So you are definitely slowed. You encounter nothing on this particular morning. Whatever the wildlife is and inhabitants are, they clearly aren't especially enthused with the blustery conditions. Still not particularly cold, but yeah, not great. And you're good. You're really good. You absolutely with some good tracking from Tanya and some good direction sense. You trace your way back. You get back to around midday. You get back to around where you butchered the creatures. Can somebody give me another roll for the afternoon, please?
Go on, Askell, you're on a roll.
Oh, I was going to say not me, but go on. Should have brought my compass. Should have bought a compass, I should say. 11.
So nearly 12.
Could be amazing. Yeah, good progress. And you can't be sure, but despite the and give me a no, and again there's nothing else out in the plains apart from you. You'd normally travel about 6 miles over the open. It is restricted to about 4 because of the breeze and just kind of trying to find your ways. But happy to say, coming on late in the day, so going on for dusk, you come to this. Now, not the hills behind. If you imagine that entire picture without the hills in the distance, you've definitely, and checking and speaking to each other, you've definitely spent an entire day going in the wrong direction. You're not sure. You're now convinced, however, now that you've found the river, that you are now back at the you know that you have to cross a major river, and it was a big one such as this. You are nowhere in sight, however, of the ford that you crossed. So several days ago, when you came over with your guides, you crossed a ford. It was relatively easy. It went up to about to your knees. This appears to be a lot deeper in places. It's about dusk that you arrive here. What do you do?
I believe we should fly.
Yeah, I've got heaps of PowerPoints.
No point messing around, I reckon. Just all fly over.
Okay.
While we're up there, see if we can fly as high as we can and fly back down again and get our bearings while we're about it.
Okay.
Do we have any sense of if the ford would be upriver or downriver from here?
You don't know. You could try a memory roll if you wanted.
So, Nicholas will, just because.
Yep, sure.
We don't need to act. We don't need to act on anything.
Sure.
But just. He rolled a 66.
66. What's his memory?
Plus 24.
You probably should have been memory and reasoning, but you honestly don't know, Nicholas. You think maybe it might be more to this direction, but would you stake your life on it? No.
No, worth a shot in case he was suddenly sure, but no, we just fly over and yeah. Oh, thank you.
Do you fly over that evening, or do you wait till the next morning?
What's the disadvantages in flying over this evening? Is it too dark too? Or can we got enough light to make it over together and find a campsite?
You're there at dusk.
So that's a yes. It should be okay. It's not hugely different. Yeah, I think fly over whilst and then regain the power points the next day.
Okay.
And then over sleeping. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yep.
I will ask. So, we're not rolling combat, etc. during this journey, but I will ask for some dice rolls for spells. Give me a roll, please. Whoever's casting a spell.
Oh. I can do 3. I just rolled 3d10, but actually none of them 1, 2, or 3. So actually, even though it's 3d10, they would count, I guess.
Sure. So
I'm so used to doing 3d10 for that healing spell.
Mm-hmm.
So Nicholas has cast fly on 3 people. He's happy to do 1 more if needed.
Okay. So there's 3 across. Which 3 are across the river, please?
Nicholas and Severin and Tanya, because the other 3 might well have their own fly spells, I guess.
I do, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you do fly 1 or fly 2?
He's got. Sorry, his fly spell is off Lofty Bridge, which is 75 foot per round, which is fly 1. Yeah.
No,
So
right.
a fifth level spell for him, but that's the only fly spell he's got. So
yeah.
if that's okay.
Yeah, no, I was just looking whether to do a fly 1 or fly 2. Just we're not going that far.
No, just do the cheapest one, I reckon.
Yeah. I can't remember if Yotto has flying. High ride? I think he
Surely.
does.
High riding is the list.
Yeah. So I'd say, Eskel and Yotto would do high riding fly 1,
Okay.
3rd level.
Okay. Give me rolls. Give me the appropriate rolls, please.
So I'll do Yotto first.
Mm-hmm.
He's not wearing any armor, is he? Eh?
No.
Okay. 76.
76. Cool. Yes. Success.
Eskel will have to do a transcend armor first.
Sure.
He got a 14.
14. Okay.
He'll have to shake it off and give himself a bit of a slap.
And then try it.
Try again.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Give me a roll.
Oh, 44. 44 plus 75. What does he need? 100 and...
44, 75. He needs 101 success. Yeah, he's good.
190.
Yep. So,
Cool.
yep. Do always
And then
have the option of taking your armor off, of course.
No, it's alright. We're not in. If we're being pursued or something, he might give it a crack, but we're plenty of time.
Okay.
And then for the actual spell... Oh, he rolled an 8. Woo.
Cool. Success. Done.
Yeah. And then Jada, I guess.
Jada, fly 1, 92.
92. Done. So,
Thanks.
all safely across the river. You are, without even a roll, the wind, the gale, is not pleasant to travel in. It hasn't been pleasant to travel in all day. You've made scant progress. Well, not scant, but you've made less progress than you normally would, and certainly no predator or anything comes up and tries to disrupt you that evening.
Chris,
Yes.
did we drink from the river last time? And if we did, can we fill up our water bottles?
You did, but you boiled. No, you did drink from the water last time, and it was safe to drink.
Okay, we'll fill our water bowls if that's all right with everyone.
Good idea.
Cool.
Yep.
And did we see anything interesting while we're tootling around up there?
You saw quite a lot more of that, I'm afraid.
Hang on, we're back at the beginning.
So the next day dawns. It is the 19th, and unfortunately, wind has turned to rain on the 19th. Strong wayfall. It's still quite hot, up to 24 degrees. It's grey, highly overcast. There's a moderate breeze, which you can hear. But yes, it's raining pretty, not absolutely torrential, but it's raining pretty heavily. Today is the 19th. You've already been traveling for 2 days. You'd hope to be back by now. No pressure, but on day 3, who's going to roll?
Just quickly, Chris, so we've had 2 overnights.
2 overnights. Today is the last day of your rations, of your food.
Okay. So
Got a chick.
two rests or sleeps anyway. So we would have recovered all our power points and.
Oh, well and truly, yes. Power points, hit
and-
points, yes.
Oh yeah, Jada would have recovered her niggles as well.
Yeah, everybody is. I'll do that now just so I don't forget. Seren, you're a few hits down. 150.
Tanya, Jada.
And everybody else was okay. Askell, that pesky -3 is finally gone. Everybody is on full hits. Everybody is on full power points. And no one has any injuries whatsoever. Next day, for day 3. Today is the last day of your rations. Give me a roll, please. Somebody lucky.
Go on, Askell. Go
No. Surely it's Pete's turn.
lucky triple. Come on, you've been doing well.
Alright, Dave. 53. See what a Mars 53 gives us.
Cool.
Nailed it. Or us. One of the two.
Or us, yes.
Yeah. Might have to tuck into the chicken soon.
Mm. Did we get any pork from that other lot?
Did you get some?
No, we know they're not good to eat.
No, it wasn't good to eat. That's all right.
Okay. You, yes, wander off into the veldt. And can you please give me a roll? I'm interested again in anything above a 45.
Yep. Anything above a 45.
Yep. Anything below,
you want-
nothing happens.
You want everyone to roll?
No, just one person.
Oh, Graham.
Rolling. Sorry,
That's
I
all
was.
on you, Aaron.
Oh, shit. Sorry, I thought everyone was rolling.
What was the result?
67.
67, something happens. Let's have a roll. Give me a roll, please.
I only rolled because I thought everyone would roll. May as well be all my fault. 55. Another basket of kittens.
Another basket of kittens. Yet again, for the second time, these horrible creatures assault you. And again, a 35% chance of a possible injury to one of your characters. Give me a roll, and if you roll under 35, I roll an attack on you. Remember, you can't be killed, and you can't take a serious injury, but you can take a medium injury.
No for Nicholas.
Uh, 10 years under.
10 years under, okay. Anybody else?
Haskell under, and I'll do Yotto as well.
Thank you.
And Yotto.
And Yotto?
Yeah.
Yikes. And Jada?
59.
59, she's fine. Okay, first and foremost, Tanya. This is pure dumb luck. She does have her new lucky coat, however. Let's see if it pays off. Rolling the attack. Rolled a 71. It does. It does hit her. Unfortunately, one of these horrendous birds. Maybe she was out in front. Maybe she got ambushed by them. 21 and a D, Tanya. Now remember, you can't be killed. You can't take a serious injury. You do, of course, get XP, but you could potentially take a medium injury from this, which could, of course, slow you down, etc., etc., etc. Exclamation mark R space D 100s coming at you now, Tanya. Ouch. I'm pretty sure that's a fatal result. blow shatters shield arm. Sorry, blow shatters shield arm, bone sever. No, so that doesn't happen. I'll re-roll that. It's a bit better. You get the benefit of a decrit, Tanya. You take another 4 hits, and that's it. No serious injury.
And on top of how many hits did you take initially? 17, did you say?
21.
20.
The next one, I believe, was Askell, is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Exactly the same process. Reasonably good attack on Askell. 10 and an A, rolling the critical. I rolled a 72, Askell. Slash 10 on the foe's lower leg. Foe is at negative 30. It takes 2 hits a round, 4 hits. Stunned for 2 hits per round. Poor sucker. Ow, that really hurt. That is a medium injury. I'm afraid, Askell, that stands. It's turning into
So what was all that?
Sorry?
Was it 10 and an A crit, and the A crit was
10 on an A crit, and you're at negative 30 due to slashed tendons. The other, you take another 4 hits. You're stunned 2 rounds. The main thing is your leg is quite badly injured from the slash in the tendons. And then lastly, the attack on Yotto. Rolled very well. It's an E crit on Yotto with a 34. Cracks foe's rib. Yotto takes 6 hits. He's at negative 10, so a minor injury. And he has the initiative next round. So, yeah, exactly as described, an ambush. These things that are quite intelligent creatures ambush firstly Tanya and attack her. As Askell comes up to gamely step in to protect her, he gets crunched and then followed by Yotto. You take the experience. In Yotto's case, he's at negative 10. In Askell's case, a more serious negative 30. The fight ends. You slay more of these things. You definitely have more chicken meat if you need it. What happens?
Can we carry more chicken meat?
You haven't eaten any. No, you probably can't, actually. No, you can't. Sorry, good point.
Can we... Jada, can you do anything for Askell?
Yeah, I missed Askell's one. I heard Yotto's. What am I healing?
he's got a slash tendon,
Easy
stun 2
peasy.
rounds. I assume that's
The stun is negligible. Yep, we don't. Yep. So
Yeah.
yep, it's just any major injury. Yep.
slash tendon. Jada.
Yep. Let me just look up my little list. Tendon repair. 1 tendon. Okay, I'll do a level 4 spell.
All right.
Where is my screen? It's a 37. 1 tendon repair, 1 minute operation.
Did they do it? Oh,
Yeah.
1 minute.
Yeah. Recovery time. Oh, 1 minute operation. Recovery time 1 day.
Okay. So the choice is yours. You either wait a day for Askell to be completely healed, or Askell, you move on at negative. Your movement would be slowed by 30%. So you'd normally walk 6 hours a day. So you're down to moving 4 hours for the remainder of the afternoon.
What does everyone want to do? Might want to just tie ho, or
Nicholas Nicholas would ask Jada if she was to first aid it, could she lessen that negative?
Ooh, I'll give it a go. Where's my skill? First aid.
Well, sorry. Well, no, he's asking her if she knows. I don't, because I don't.
No. I'd have to read. I'll give it a go because I do have a great first aid skill. Oh, I have to look it up, don't I? Where's my files? Healing files. Okay. First aid. Okay, bleeding bone, tendons. First aid can be used to bind a light wound and reduce penalties. Yes, light maneuver. Okay, that's good. So a roll for first aid
Yes, please.
is 22 plus 98.
Cool.
All right.
Lovely. She's very good.
How do we know how much what is the penalty reduction? Is it
If the wound has a penalty of 15 or less, you lower it by 10. Injuries with a penalty of 20 or 25 may be lowered by 4, negative by 5. Worse injury are beyond your skills to heal, unfortunately, Jada.
and he's negative 30.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I can do another spell.
Okay.
Where are we? Come on. Down the bottom. Okay. Is this the one where I do regeneration 1? That's the one. Level 4. I'll do regeneration 1, which reduces hits by 1 hit every round.
Okay.
65.
65, the spell goes off. Eskel, you're now back to 4 hits.
Yay!
Hooray!
Might as well do Yotto, or do we not worry at negative 10?
Yotto's taken about 25 hits.
Okay, I'll do him as well.
Okay.
So holding his cracked rabbit. 54.
54, cool. Yotto is back on 4 hits. Very good. What do
And
you
I
do?
better heal his thingy.
Well,
Yeah, his bone.
If you got plenty of power points, turn your mails. Wouldn't mind a few healing.
Sure. Same spell.
Thanks.
And 85.
Success. Tanya, you're back in business at 100.
Anyone else?
We're all right now. Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nice work. So, do you rest for the day while Askel heals, or do you push on at Askel moving at the slowest person in the group, which is Askel, at at 4 miles a day, or 4 miles for the afternoon, rather than your usual 6?
And does the weather impede our process and our ability to?
Yeah, it does. It's certainly not helping.
What do you think, guys? Do we sit it out, or do we go on? I suppose we can always come back, right?
Yeah, I think it probably just stay.
Yep, sure.
That means we've got to eat chicken,
Yeah,
and we don't
maybe
actually.
smell it.
Well, we don't actually know if we haven't tasted chicken yet, of course.
Yeah, maybe the smell of cooking chicken will scare them away.
Suppose we may as well. Yeah, I wonder if we should just go on Because if we all get food poisoning, that'll be a nightmare. Because we, in our estimation, Chris, how far have we got to go? A morning?
You really don't know. Maybe a morning, maybe a day. You'd be
I mean, how long did it take us to get to the river on the way here?
about a day in total. But you don't really know where you are. You know you needed to cross this river. You were very pleased with finding this river. It was a good thing.
Yeah, good.
Cool.
What do you think, guys? Do we risk the chicken or press on?
Yeah, probably press on.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go a bit slower then.
Okay.
Do some more flying. See if we can see the town or
Okay.
any landmarks near the town, since it can't be that far away.
Okay. Someone give me another roll, please. You're now, by the way, all thoroughly sick of the rain and being out here. It's not much fun.
We've been in worse. Right, Jada, time for you to take us home.
All right, done. Follow all the broken twigs.
What's the roll, please?
Oh, you haven't rolled. You need to roll. Oh, we go. Oh,
94.
94. Okay, you push on. You trudge on during the day. One more roll, please, to see what, if anything, accosts you, or do you strike anything in the pouring rain? Let's find out. Give me a roll, please.
78.
78. So something does happen. Give me a roll.
No. 81.
81. This time, it's going on for evening, and it's Tanya that spots it first. Small cluster of rocks. It looks like an absolutely perfect place to get in out of the rain, and even better, you spot a small cave. However, caves, both out in the open and also up in the mountains, are often occupied. And you tangle with this fella, who's very annoyed at having his home interrupted and his evening interrupted. Can you please make a roll each and give me a roll 25? If you roll 25 or under, you have a problem, and the bear does get an attack on you. If you're above 25, you're fine. Give me a roll. Let me know if you're affected.
Tenure again.
Oh, no.
This would be a grey would come in handy, right?
Yeah.
Just tenure?
Askell.
Okay. Askell and tenure.
And Yotto. We are not having a good time.
Oh, wow.
You are not having a good time.
Yeah, such similar roles for you guys. It's weird, eh?
The attack on Tanya, remember you do get the juicy XP out of it. You can't be killed. Just rolled an 83. 11.
You roll our dice.
11 and a B for Tanya. Here's the B coming at you, Tanya. Exclamation mark. R space D 100. 37. Again, probably checking out the cave first. Minor calf wounds and must stunned. Must parry. You took 13 hits in total, and you got the critical. Askell, you're at a negative 30. Unfortunately, let's hope you don't add to it. Although you will be healed of that today. The bear does attack you. It rolls a pretty pitiful 18, and you are okay, Askell. No injuries. And then lastly, on Yotto, Yotto doesn't wear armor, and that's definitely to his disadvantage. He gets 15 in a B puncture. Rolling the critical, 13, glancing blow, 3 hits, have the initiative next round. Yet again, leaving a wake of dead and dismembered animals behind you, you slay this bear, and you manage to camp in its cave and at least get out of the pretty foul weather. You sleep that night unmolested again, perhaps because of the filthy weather. Nothing confronts you, and the next day, which is now the 20th. You did set off on the 17th. You were hoping that it would take you 2 days. The good news is... sorry, just let me... Please let me just finish my narration for a sec. The rain fortunately stops. You are back on the 20th with quite a warm day. Low of 17, high of 26. It's clear. It's sunny, there's a gentle breeze, leaves and small twigs sway, banners flap, etc. You are out of food. What do you do? Sorry, Graham, I cut you off.
I wanted to get in before we left the bear behind. In the fact that we have a more bear is a more common creature, which is probably safer to eat than unknown chicken.
Okay. Well, you've slain the bear and lived and camped in its cave, so you still have it.
Yeah, well, I think we may as well cook the bear up. That's what I'm suggesting, but to a really hot temperature.
Okay. If I was... Sorry?
Go on.
If I was a particularly cruel and nasty GM, I'd be asking for a cookery roll. Does anybody have cookery out of interest? No?
Yes, Jada does. Yep.
Jada?
No.
Do you want to give us a cookery roll? See if
I do.
Excellent. Give me a roll.
Do you want to forage for some spices?
68. Oh, this is going to be delicious.
Well, find some berries.
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 68.
68 plus 42.
Oh, she's not bad. She's actually
Yeah.
not 68 plus 42. I'm not going to make that mast. 110. One away from a success. If a partial success is possible, you accomplish half your static action. You may try again after 3 rounds of contemplation. I mean, you don't poison the party, and I'm going to say you managed to gut, and probably with Tanya's survival skills, gut and skin this poor bear, and for breakfast start chowing down on the plentiful food. You'd have probably 5 each. Call it 3 days. I don't know. Here, let's go to AI. How much food could an adult bear provide for 6 people in terms of days of food, and also how much in kg would this meat weigh? Who doesn't love AI? An adult bear could provide a significant amount of food for 6 people, although the exact amount varies. A 159 kilo, it's a brown bear, would provide 120 pounds of edible meat. The meat could feed 6 people for about 10 to 12 days, assuming average meat consumption of total meat would be in kg would be 54 kg. Each person could carry a consumption of 3 to 4 kg per day. Number of days that the meat would last, 15 to 16 days. Call it, considering you're carrying it and you're carrying other stuff, does 5 days each sound reasonable?
Sounds yummy.
Yeah, sounds yummy.
Sounds
And
bearable.
sounds. Oh, shut up. Get your coat. Get your coat. So actually, there you go. One of those random background skills that you never think you would use. You use some cookery to cook a bear. So, and you now have. I don't know. You'd have a better sense, Graham, of how weighed down people are. How weighed down are people? Could they handle another X
Slab
number
of meat.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Guesstimate here.
I mean, how many kilograms in a pound?
What should we going? Out. Turn the kg into lbs.
Half a kilo. Half a kilo roundabout.
Daily consumption would be daily consumption for 6 people would be about 1.5 pounds per person per day.
1.5 pounds.
Yes.
Oh golly.
Ballpark, Graham. Just a guess.
Yeah. I can't remember.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, yes, some people had some spare. Yeah, I can't remember how much. I'm just trying to find the file.
That's all right. Let's say 5 days for argument's sake to move things on. That morning, a beautiful sunny day. Who is going to make your navigation roll?
Pete, clean up.
Yeah, had to be Pete.
I don't want to because I got us lost, but I'm sure I'll roll. D100. 13.
Could be really good, or it could be really bad. Okay. One last roll to see if something interesting happens. Someone give me a roll, please. I'm interested. Or maybe last roll, maybe second to last roll, maybe third to last roll. Yep, give me a roll.
D100. We want under 45?
40.
Nope, that's 100.
God.
Another roll to see what it is.
Yes, please.
24.
24. You encounter this time a group of 6 savage blueskin warriors. They're armed with swords and shields, and they are in absolutely no mood for negotiation. They don't even give you a chance to say anything before they fire their arrows at you, and combat begins.
Can we try and take one alive?
Possibly. Let's see how the combat goes. Can you please... a 25% chance. 25 or under. For something, for them striking you. Please
Nicholas
let me know.
fine.
Nicholas fine. Haskell, Jadar.
Haskell. Haskell, not fine.
Okay.
Hey, yeah, not fine. Let's just join up in our normal club.
Here's Yotto. Let's see if he's going to join the club.
Come on, Yotto. Come over. Oh.
Nah, Yotto.
Again.
This time he goes, nah.
That is fine.
Yotto's good.
Yotto's fine, so it's just Tanya and Haskell.
Haskell.
So first up is an attack on Tanya using a broadsword. 25 and an E slash. This journey is just going terribly. Rolling the critical was a 22. Foe receives minor side wounds, fights at -10, and takes 1 hit per round, 3 hits. Minor side wound, it's a minor injury. You do get the benefit of an E critical. You take you take a total of 28 hits in total, and it was an E crit as well. Minor injury. The attack on Haskell. Uh, 18 and a depuncture. You get 18. You get the experience of 18 and a depuncture. You don't get the critical on Haskell, which I rolled an 82 of a major abdominal wound. This is just not going well. Rolling the critical again, 34. You wound foe along the side of hip. Foe is stunned for 1 round and takes 2 hits per round. It's so fortunately you guys do take those hits. You are adequately healed by Jada. If you want to make some rolls, Jada, call it 3 rolls just to move things along. And you've got a 45% chance of capturing one of these people alive. 45 or under, and you get a captive.
68. 39.
39?
78.
What are these?
Yeah, so just...
I don't know what these are.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said
She's
to
on the
roll.
spell. I'll just roll that.
Okay. Yep. Thanks.
41.
41. Success. So this man up on screen takes a crack from Severin's sword to his head. He's knocked down. He's not wearing a helmet. They don't believe in armor and helmets, these people. And you wake him later on in the day. What is your plan? What do you do with him?
Well, I think Tanya would like to tie him up,
Mm-hmm.
or certainly bind his hands behind his back,
Mm-hmm.
and basically sit on him
Mm-hmm.
until he regains consciousness,
Yep.
or maybe Jada can help with that. And maybe Nicholas, could you have a wee talk with the lad, Trevor here, and maybe see if he wouldn't mind, if he wants to live, giving us directions to Russ Garrett, please.
Right.
And if we're going to take him with us, and if you might explain, we'll take you to Russ Garrett, within sight of the town. If you take us within the sight of the town, we'll let you go. How about that?
Nicholas is happy to have that conversation.
Okay. Could you please give me a communication roll?
That was a 69, dudes.
69. Lovely. And his bonus is 69 plus 50 for his skill and memory and reason combined.
26. Oh, so his skill is rank 5 in Alberinian.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah, you said that 50.
Yeah,
sorry,
I did.
Sorry,
Yes, I did. The 50. Yes,
sorry.
that's right.
Yep. 26 was the bonus, is what you needed. Yeah.
Cool. If it was earlier in the evening, I'd probably type this out. You communicate. Well, damn it. Oh, ye of the silver tongue. You smooth talk your target into tractability. Have you considered a career in politics? So you definitely. Oh, sorry, wrong one. You are clear, if not concise. Communication is fully achieved. So you definitely tell him that. He responds with a whole lot of expletives. Would you like to try to make some kind of you or someone else try to make some kind of intimidation check? Does anybody have intimidation or some other relevant social skill? You get a massive bonus for it, obviously.
She has I think Tanya has. What's she got here? I mean, she could try seducing him. I don't think she will. She's got. Oh, I thought I had. No, I don't. Okay. Anyone got anything interesting? I've got charm. A charm as well.
Nicholas has got domination.
Oh, well, that'll do. What can you dominate him for a bit?
Let's see, I'll just read the spell. What does it say? Target must obey the will of the caster. If the caster gives an order to do something completely alien to the target, they may make another resistance roll with a special plus 25 modification. But otherwise, it lasts for as long as Nicholas concentrates.
Which means
That's a cool spell. Skill.
Yeah. So Nicholas would just he's never tried it, so he'd like to do that. He'll prepare and he'll touch the guy because he can't stop it.
Yep.
And he will domination. And he's a bit angry at the way we've been traveling. He's just getting a little bit ticked off.
It hasn't been a good trip. It really hasn't. Okay, this is, you are touching him. You get plus 30 for that. You get plus 20 for the fact that you've prepared. He is helpless on the ground. Give me a roll, please. Make it a good one.
Yeah. 33.
Plus 33.
It's...
Okay. What level are you, please?
Oh, sorry. His base spells is 16, by the way.
Yes.
Nicholas is 8th level.
Yeah, cool. Okay. 8th versus that. Okay. This gentleman needs to, because you guys do need some good luck. The GM would like you to have some good luck because you've had a extremely miserable trip. He needs to beat 119. Exclamation mark R space D100. He can beat 119 if he rolls open-ended, of course. Here's the roll coming into the main game chat. What happens?
So I suppose Nicholas can tell that it's been effective, like sort of he must go calm, or Nicholas would sort of say, be quiet or whatever if he's babbling.
Yep. It works.
And he's,
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Okay. So Nicholas will simply say, do you know where Rascaret is?
Yes.
Give me clear directions of how to get to Rascaret from here.
Okay.
And Nicholas will translate these out loud.
He says you're a day away from Rascaret. Mm-hmm. You are quite a long way to the south. You need to change where you're at. Where's my map? And you need to follow, and he points to a low ridgeline there, and you go along there, and you go through those hills, those low hills there, and that clump of trees in the distance, that will take that small gully will take you to Rascaret.
We can see what he's meaning with those directions.
It's pretty vague to you.
Okay. So Nicholas will say he thinks that we should just take him with us, and we'll just question him. We can keep doing this as we go.
Sounds like an excellent plan.
Yep. So this spell is only for concentration, so it doesn't make sense. Nicholas will have to keep recasting it.
Mm-hmm.
Not a very helpful spell, actually, in my opinion. Because there's a fifth level suggestion one, which does the same thing, except it's just one suggestion, and he'll use that for next time. Yep. So that's. So do you say it's eve? What time of the day is it? I forgot. Sorry, is it evening?
Midday.
Midday. Okay. So yeah. What do we do with him until? Oh, we could always keep casting float, tie him up, cast float on him, and drag him with us so he doesn't slow us down. Would that work? Warrior mages can cast float. I think it's 2 power points for probably an hour's float, 10 minutes per level.
Yep.
Okay.
So that we would need sort of 8 spells, 16
Yep.
power points perhaps. Well, no,
Okay.
4 for the rest of the day. I mean, just sort of.
Okay.
Hour 20.
Or we tie him and allow him to his, with a rope him to us and he walks, but if he drags his feet, we've got a secondary plan. That's my suggestion. We just keep going and follow his directions. So far as he's given them to us, to the next. So follow his directions the best as we can until we're not sure. That's my suggestion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you walk on with this man, and he's bound, gagged, etc. Obviously, clearly disarmed, makes complete sense. You walk for the remainder of that afternoon. You have certainty, so no cause to make a direction roll. I will ask for one roll to see if something happens. Pete's not doing it. Somebody else.
I'll do it.
Oh, yeah.
You go.
Oh, you can.
No.
Okay, I'll go. 27.
27.
Yep.
You have an uneventful day.
Oh.
You camp out, and again, a quiet evening. You set watches. You watch this person like a hawk. You wake the next day, and you walk on, and you see much to your. By the way, this is that's all of day 3. So you're now into day 4. You're munching bear meat as you go. This is day 4. It was meant to take you 2 days. You're on day 4. Halfway through day 4, in the distance, Tanya's keen eyes, you pick the sight of what you're assuming is cooking fires far in the distance. You're assuming that is Rascaret. Also in the distance, you hear the sound of horses, and very far in the distance, you see the sights of armed soldiers on horseback. Do we want to end it there?
Can Nicholas end with a lovely little spell on this guy before we let him go?
Sure.
Just for a little bit of flavour. He'd like to cast guilt on him. So same procedure. It's going to make him feel guilty.
We sure you don't want Jada to cook him? I mean,
No. So he'll prepare. I mean, he won't tell the party that he's doing this, but this is what I would like to role play for Nicholas all the time, because of the sort of person he is. But it's never is sort of fitting. But if I can just do a quick roll and see if we can.
Give me a roll, please.
Yep, that's 20. He would be preparing.
Roll a 20 plus 20 for prep plus 30 for touching.
16 for
16.
Base.
Yeah, 16. That's a massive 86. He's got a pretty hefty negative. Okay. And same kind of roll as before that he has to be. I'm not going to put him into the chat. I'm just going to roll it the old-fashioned way. There's the 0. If he rolls another 0, and based on this trip, there's a very good chance he would have, because this has been a disaster. 9. He fails.
Okay. So, target becomes guilty over some incident in his past. He will not perform such an action again and must take steps to overcome the guilt, rectifying the past wrong. Nicholas will make it that he is feeling guilty for attacking people. Specifically attacking our party, but attacking people in general. Taking up arms against people is a terrible thing to do. This guy, I don't know if that's too broad, like he would like to do to this tribesman. I think that's going to ruin his life.
Absolutely. As a warrior, this is going to... And as a culture that is obsessed with honor and fighting, and because you are from, your people are, were from this culture, Nicholas, this is a very cruel thing to do.
Well, he volunteered himself for this experiment.
Ouch.
It's not revenge.
And you set him free. You set him free?
Well, I assume, I mean, after he's done that, happy to set him free once we clear our destination, everyone. We're all good.
He might win the Harong Peace Prize or something. You might have set him on the path to, I don't know, some greater good.
He's mended his ways.
Now,
Yeah.
I would like... are we going to call it quits there, guys, or do we want to play on for a little bit longer?
No,
I'm going to duck out, I think, but you guys go on.
No. Let's. It's been a very disjointed sessions. I would like, however, as you approach the border and you're into halfway through day 4, I would like one really, really super brave person to make the most important roll of the night. It's a 1d30. Is anybody brave enough to do this?
No, I'm not.
Should we roll to see who's got to roll?
Yeah, maybe, or at least
Yes, let's do that.
roll for the semi-finals, for the playoffs, to see who.
Yeah. Should we do a roll? That's funny.
Lowest out of 10 rolls. Lowest out of 10 rolls for it.
Lowest out of 10. To roll a
1d10. Yep. I got a 2.
Oh. Definitely out.
Okay. Do we have a
9?
Do we have a volunteer?
Looks like me. Looks like me. Yep.
I would like a 1d30, Pete. Make it count. This is an important roll. No pressure.
27. We wanted higher, right?
Yeah.
Oh please. Oh please.
Yeah. Best.
Surely. Why is he so quiet?
Oh, it might be a random list.
Get to fight
The random list of
7 mounted warriors.
Okie dokie.
Oh,
Thank you.
no.
You've just sorted out what happens at the beginning of next session.
Oh, you don't get to know. Oh. How about we roll? You have to tell us. Can we roll again, please? I have FOMO. I can't sleep tonight now.
Thank you, Pete. That's what I wanted to know. That set us up very nicely for next session. Thank you.
Oh
Okay,
no!
as long as you're happy, that's good.
Yes, I am very, very happy.
Oh dear.
All right.
Oh my goodness, that was very.
Sorry, Pete.
This is odd. It was supposed to be simple.
Rolling credits.
Yeah. Can I just say, so throughout those evenings where possible, I suppose I'm speaking for everyone, we would have been doing our studying for going up levels, that sort of stuff of spells and books and things.
And and as mentioned earlier, the cross attuning for those who've selected.
Yeah.
And the items that you haven't done. Yeah, that's
true. Actually, should we end on a mirror? Go on.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Go on.
Oh, and it's roll for who has to do it. Yee.
A mirror and red tablets. I have rolled the credits. We can always take it back from the credits if you want.
Yep. We're going back in.
No, with that sort of enthusiasm from the GM, I think.
Post credits.
Come on, let's do this. Let's do it.
Bloopers reel.
Let's do it. And I can't roll because I don't have attunement skills, so it's only down to the 3 of you.
I can do.
Unless
He's
I roll
serious.
the
I'm happy.
half-
I'm happy for Nicholas to have rolled in the past to tune the mirror, if that's what people are happy with.
So I'm
Got
gonna.
a yes.
I'd have to roll for Yoto.
I'm
Oh
going.
no, he's in the crap roll club though, isn't he? I mean,